The owners of this boat told me that I would not be able to fix it.
What is going on, everybody? We are back, and in this video we're going to be seeing if we can save all of this nasty scratch gel coat on this Bayliner 175. So this boat was just recently purchased by somebody and it's new to them, and when I told them that, hey, all this gel coat could be fixed if you want it, they did not believe me. They thought there's no way, it's got to be repainted. Don't really think they knew what gel coat was or how it works, but I promised them that I would wow them. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. So let's get straight into it. I have a new tool. Obviously I don't have a massive compressor in this place yet, which I'm kind of waiting on because until I move into my new shop, I don't want to put too much into this place that's just going to have to get moved over. So this is electric. It is a 6-inch orbital sander. I normally use air. I use Ingersoll Rand 6-inch, and I already regret buying this, and I haven't even used it yet. So before we get into the video, we'll do a test section, go through all the grits, buff it, and I'll kind of explain everything first, and then the rest of it will time lapse. But here is my new toy. Not really highly rated, not highly recommended. It looks smaller online. This thing's huge. And this is no little woodworking project that you're just sanding before you paint. No, this is gonna be hanging up there for a while. And yeah, it hurts my shoulder just holding it. But 6-inch, it's got the hook and loop, so I grabbed the... So I've got 320, 600, 800, and 1000, and we'll be buffing after that. You can wet sand 1200 and then buff. It makes buffing easier, but if you know what you're doing, you can kind of get away with the 1000, but later with the heavy powder, or the heavy compound, and then the polish, and then we'll wax it afterwards. So I'm gonna kind of get set up, get my sanding discs out. Before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, I'm Teo. I run Bushfish in the YouTube and ST Marine, and this is what we do. We film our repairs. I'm working all year round already doing the stuff, so I figured why not film it and show it on YouTube. You guys seem to be enjoying it. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe because we have lots more coming, and we're posting every Friday now, but I'm hopefully trying to catch up so I can do multiple a week. Yeah, check out the merch down in the description as well. Let's start killing our shoulders. I'm regretting this so badly already. So we have our big monstrosity. I do like that they give you the little rhinoceros, you know, horn up here, but I don't like that they all have this little fucking rubber here so you can't see what you're doing. I might cut that out. Okay, now that that's destroyed, now I can see what I'm doing. This thing's got a little play in it, but I don't even have holes in these discs, so the vacuum bag kind of doesn't matter. But essentially, I got a 320 on right now. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna move you this way. We're gonna start with just these scratches here, kind of following down to the right. What we're gonna do is hit this with a 320 first, and we're getting rid of all of them. We just wanna take it down enough so that we don't have scratches anymore, and then we'll start moving up. Your 320, your first cut, is gonna be the heaviest, the lowest grit. And essentially, if you think about it, like these fingers here, they're spread apart and there's gonna be big scratches, but it's gonna take out the most material. Then we drop down to the 600, they get closer together, but all we're doing is getting rid of the scratches from the 320 grit. And then 800 even closer, and then 1000 even closer. And the smaller and smaller they get, we're just getting rid of the scratches from the grit before. And then when we buff it, it's fine enough to where the buffing compound gets rid of that and makes it shine. So, enough yapping, I'm putting the respirator on and I'm gonna sand these out. Not gonna lie, sand's pretty nice actually. Obviously it's not sucking any dust up, so that kind of sucks. Maybe I could poke holes in here, but I don't think I really need to. Something that I should mention, when you start off with your heaviest grit, you want to keep the repair area as small as possible. So that way you're not, every time you go up a grit, you have to extend the area. So you want to keep it small, but at the same time, I'm keeping this as flat as I can, but I am using the edge of it. With my first cut, I want to use the edge of it a little bit to kind of get the scratches out, but then I go over it flat again. If you just stay on the edge of it and make it really small and then keep doing that, by the time you go to buff it, it'll look fine while you're sanding it, you won't notice it. But when you go to buff it, you're gonna have a big hole addition here. And when it's reflective, that's when you really see it. Keeping it as small as possible, I flattened it out. Now I'm gonna move up to the 600 and pretty much just extend these areas out a little bit and get rid of all these 320 scratches. By the time we get up to 1000 grit, pretty much the whole area is gonna be sanded. So now that all that's done, you can wipe in between these. Me just rubbing my hand over it, you can see the 320s are gone. Now we're onto the 600s. Let's rip an 800. And then lastly, 1000 grit. This will clog up the sandpaper, so you'll probably see me stop and hit it a couple times, trying to get the dust out. Obviously, if this had holes, it would kind of be sucking through it, but I do not, so I like to stop, hit it, and get the dust off the pad, because it won't cut, it won't sand with all that stuff on there. Alrighty, so for the hell of it, let's buff this out. Alright, we're gonna start off with the Polar Shine 45. This is the really heavy compound. I will leave this linked down below in the description. If any of you guys would like to try it, I'm gonna smear it on and then kind of wipe it around so I don't have big clumps, because the big clumps will fling and make more work for me cleaning up the boat later. But with the compound, I don't just put it on the area. I kind of do the whole section, especially if I sand it as much as I did. Okay, gonna start off with the wool pad. Do around 1500 RPM, and I'm really gonna try and push up into this. And let's see how she comes out. Oh yeah. So I'll try and put a picture up of the first clip so you can see where we're at now. It does look much better, but we still have some of this fogginess. If we look directly into the light, we got out the 1000 grit scratches. There's just minor imperfections, and you can see the lines where we're buffing. So this obviously needs to be polished, but now you know the process. So if you remember all those scratches up here, they're now gone. So now it's just finishing work. Now it's just making it pretty and getting the gel to be clear. Down here, I didn't sand enough. We still have a little bit of a scratch. So we'll go over that again when we do the rest of the boat. Another thing to make clear now, I'm getting paid to sand the scratches out. I'm not getting paid to buff the whole boat. So I did give them a disclaimer saying, hey, if I don't buff the whole boat afterwards, you're gonna have some oxidized areas, you're gonna have some spots that look really good, some that don't look as good. They were okay with it, but obviously I'm gonna blow through this whole thing. It's a 17.5 foot boat. I would rather impress them and be happy, because this is a billboard saying ST Marine, this is my work. So we'll do a good job, huh? As a side note though, after 10 hours of working today, coming back here, what time is it? It is 6:19, Thursday the 8th. This video goes up tomorrow. My shoulders are killing me, but we're gonna hopefully blow through this, and I'm gonna switch to a time lapse. We do have some mechanical work on this boat that you guys will be seeing in the next video, but tonight I wanna get the two sides of this boat done and get all of these scratches out, because there are quite a few. All right, enjoy the time lapse. So that's with a 320 grit. Something I didn't mention, if you're doing a big area, like this has scratches all the way down the boat. I use one grit, go through all the scratches down to the end, and I kind of split the boats up in half or in thirds, side, side, port, starboard, transom. So now I'm done with the 320. Now I'll go through everything with the 600, then the 800, then the 1000, rather than flipping through sandpaper, doing one spot, then doing the next. I'd rather do it all that way and then buff it all at the same time. Kind of like the big sander, because then you can get two hands on it. Not bad, not bad.
Sanding is now completed. You can see how much of the boat actually ended up getting sanded, even though we started with just small little 320 spots. Now I'm going to take a water break and get to buffing it. And then after we buff this side of the boat, what we're gonna do is switch gears and we're gonna go into a fiberglass gel coat repair. There's a chip, holy shit. There's a chip just below the drain plug. So we're gonna be sanding that out, getting it taped off and filling it with gel for tonight. And that's probably where we're gonna call the video, just because I have to finish, because I have to get this up tomorrow. And yeah, gotta love sanding. I wish I could show you guys this with my regular DA that I use, the pneumatic one. I think it's much easier. This is literally my first time with that sander. And there's good things about it, there's bad things about it. It really clogs up the sandpaper. I did pop some holes in it while I was sanding, and then kind of worked.
I am a dirty, dirty boy. So, to remind you what we were looking like, scratched all holy fuck, and what we're looking like. There's obviously some dust on there and stuff, but look at that. Mute. That was probably dark, I was zoomed in. Now we're gonna switch gears and move to the back of the boat. On the transom, down on the ground here, there's a little baby chip right there. And that's what we're gonna be filling. This is gonna suck for me, but you guys will see it very well. Here's our chip. I'm gonna tape off what I don't wanna touch while sanding, which is this drain plug. We'll get this taped off real nice like. So drain plug's out of the way. I wanna keep this area as small as possible. So I'm gonna get some tape up there. I'm gonna get some tape here to bridge the gap. And I'm gonna tape off the other end down here. So this chip's pretty small. This is gonna be an easy repair. We're gonna be doing this without spraying. So we're taped off. What I have here is a 320 grit on, it's just a Velcro half moon. This actually came from Spectrum Color in one of their classes. And essentially what we wanna do is we wanna bevel the outside of this. We wanna make it so it's a very smooth transition into the fiberglass, because if we don't and we just filled this up with gel coat now, you would see the halo around it, and that's what you don't want. Obviously, we're under the boat, it's not that big of a deal, but still, good practice. So, I'm gonna kinda use the edge of this, and I'm gonna start sanding this outward. And what I want is I wanna take that edge down into a very smooth transition. And we're gonna be sanding all this area anyway when we go to buff it. So don't be afraid to clean up some drain plug stains. So, as you can see, we're beveled out. I can smoothly run my finger over this. Nothing's catching. What I'm gonna do now is grab a spray bottle with acetone. You don't have to use a spray bottle, but I prefer the spray bottle. And I'm gonna clean the whole area. If you have a blue rag, go ahead and wipe it. We'll clean all of this off. And now we're ready for the next step. Okay, so in this cup, I have 1 ounce of white gel. I don't like to catalyze just a few drops of gel coat. I would rather do a full ounce of it, because that way I know the measurement, I know it's gonna get catalyzed properly. So for this 1 ounce batch, I'm letting this gel sit overnight, so I'm not too worried about catalyzing it hot to make it go off so I can sand it faster. So I'm gonna be doing 1.5%, which I believe is 12 to 15 drops. So MEKP is our catalyst. I'm gonna be putting, I'll probably go 13 drops in here before we start mixing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's it. Don't over catalyze your gel. You'll start a fire. It won't be good. It's important that you know the measurement when you're catalyzing gel, because If you put too little, it'll stay wet, it won't fully cure, or it'll be gummy. So when you try sanding it, it's just gonna start rolling up, rolling off the repair area. And if you put too much, it'll either start on fire or it'll do the same thing. It won't cure properly. So luckily, Spectrum Color, I think they sell them laminated, or I think you can get them on their website, but they have catalyst charts. So for smaller batches, they give it to you in drops. For bigger batches, they give it to you in cc's. Very, very good program. If you do this professionally, Spectrum Color has a gel coat school that I was lucky enough to be sent to both times. It's down in St. Augustine in Florida. Kind of make a trip out of it and have a lot of fun. But just to kind of get the certification for their gel coat, which if you haven't heard of them, they manufacture gel coat. They also have all fiberglass supplies, sanding parts, all that. And essentially, you go on their website, you put in, say for this boat, Bayliner, you put in the year range and what color you want, and it'll give you, they're pretty good about getting an exact match for the color. One of the portions of their classes is color matching, which I hope to do a video on at some point if I get a boat in that needs to be color matched, because I think it's a really cool process of taking the little, they're like a paste, but they're color, they're dye, and you put them in. It's gel coat, it's resin based, but you just add it to your gel and then make the color. So hopefully in the future, we'll do that. It's been around a minute. I'm gonna keep going with this. With the small batches, I like to mix the ever-living shit out of them because there's only 13 drops of catalyst in there. I wanna make sure the whole thing gets some of the catalyst. And scrape the sides of your cup. Next up, I'm gonna grab wax paper. I have wax paper just from a roll that you would get at any store. What the wax paper is gonna do, I'm gonna change the battery before I finish. So what we're gonna do with the wax paper is we're gonna tape the bottom of it. We're gonna put the gel coat in that little void with the popsicle stick, and we're gonna push the wax paper over it. And what that's gonna do is, one, it's gonna force the gel coat up in the hole. It's gonna hold it up there exactly where we want it. Two, the gel coat, if you don't have wax added to your gel coat, it'll never fully cure on the outside while it can touch the oxygen. So like Spectrum makes Patch Aid, which is a wax additive that you add to your gel coat before you spray. The wax will come up to the top, protect it from the air, and then you'll fully cure your gel. The wax paper is also gonna seal it off from the air. But the main thing is we're gonna force it and hold it up in the hole. A lot of people use filler. You can use filler. 3M has their premium marine filler. All Grip has all fair, which, no, that's not filler, that's fairing compound, but same thing. The boat was made with fiberglass and gel coat. I try to keep it fiberglass and gel coat. If I can fill this hole with purely gel coat, which the fiberglass isn't damaged, we're not losing any strength in that little hole. But if I can keep this purely gel coat, I'm gonna keep it purely gel coat. I think that's the right thing to do. I wouldn't want to get a repair back from some dude that was fucking a 1/4 inch of filler and then just a skim coat of gel coat, because when I go to scratch that, filler's gonna show. Filler's gonna be brittle, shrinks, all these things. So let's fill this. So down at the repair area, I'm gonna tape my wax paper up before I begin adding my gel coat, and I'm gonna have another piece of tape ready to tape this top edge up. The gel coat will hold itself, it'll kind of stick the wax paper up, but I wanna hold it up and make sure that it stays. I'm gonna put a little piece right there for later. I'm gonna grab my gel and let's get into it. So our acetone obviously dried, we're good there. I'm gonna take my popsicle stick and I'm gonna put some gel in. You don't wanna go too much because then it'll splooge out the side and you'll have a bigger mess to deal with, and then you have to sand all that off. So I'm gonna do 3 little spoonfuls in there. Feed the Gerber, baby. So just like that. That's all we needed, and we still catalyzed the full ounce. So I like to, you can use a popsicle stick or something straight if it's in a weird area, but for me, I'm gonna use my finger. The wax paper will crease just like this did, so be weary of that. If it does crease, you can kind of pull from both sides and get it to go away, just like that. That's exactly what we want. It's following the contour of the hull. It's following the contour of the hull. It's filled with gel coat, it's pressed in. We have a little drip coming, but we're not gonna worry about that. And I'm just gonna kind of press it out and try and get the outsides as smooth as possible so we sand as little as possible. But as you can see here, it's full of gel, it's pushed up on it. I might put the piece of tape down here at the bottom just to seal it, but we're gonna leave it just like this until it's fully cured. Alrighty guys, so that is where I'm gonna leave you for this video. If you want to see the rest of this, unfortunately, this is all I can do today. It's getting late now. The human body can only take so much. Wish it didn't. Wish I could work year-round, all day, 24 hours a day. But I'm not putting in third shift today. If you want to see the rest of this, come back. I'm going to put it in the next video, sanding off the rest of that. I probably will show just the time lapse of buffing the other side of the boat. But hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out stmarinewi.com or bit.ly/bushfishing for the merch. Yeah, leave a comment if there's anything specifically that you guys want to see in the future, because although I do show some boats on the channel, it's not every job that's coming through. One, because some people don't want it filmed, but two, some jobs I just blow through and get through on my normal schedule, and certain ones I'll stop and film. And yeah, if you tell me what you want and I get one in, I'll make a point to film that video. That's all I got. I need to go edit this because you guys need a video for tomorrow. This weekend is going to be incredibly busy. I have a bunch of jobs and we're filming all of it, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm trying to get, like I said, caught up on videos or have a backlog so I can get them out twice a week. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. I think that's all I got. Okay, bye.